Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Wernette, and with me now representing Impact for Jesus are Bob Butler and Brian Kibler. So welcome to the station.
Thank you.
First time with you guys. I'm excited to hear more about your program. So Bob, I'm going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about Impact for Jesus.
Okay, Impact for Jesus is really spiritual entrepreneurs who have come together and have made a decision that, you know what, when God leads you, you should move on with that. And so we started with Haiti, with Patty Meyer here locally, did an amazing ministry with orphans and continues to do that. Then we moved from that into soccer, which is Soccer Beyond Borders, and then we moved on to water with Bill and Renee Plaza, who are here locally and now are in Florida, and then Hear the World, and now Renew, which is a ministry really to help people who know they're missing something dive into really spirituality.
Okay, so it's a very diverse ministry.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like it's constantly evolving.
Exactly.
Okay.
Depending on the people who come, we're kind of following where they're leading.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about why you got involved.
I got involved really originally. Patty Meyer's husband, Jim, called me and said, hey, would you want to go on a mission trip? And I said, yeah, someday. And the next morning he calls me and says, okay, I booked our flights. You owe me $1,800.
Someday, like nowadays.
Yeah, and I went,
like it.
All right, I guess I ought to tell my wife I'm going on vacation for 3 weeks. And she kind of looked at me and went, we don't have the money. And I went, well, God will provide. And it happened.
Okay.
So the Myers really were the force that got me involved.
Okay. Now, Brian, we've known each other a long time around the world of soccer, so I love the fact that you're taking soccer and doing something, yet again, new with it. So talk a little bit about the Soccer Beyond Borders program.
Soccer Beyond Borders is about trying to bring youth from the States to Haiti and give them an experience to have relationships with kids down there that have a mad passion about soccer. It's great for all the reasons that we put our own kids in soccer here, the discipline, the fitness pieces of that, the learning to be a part of a team. It's invaluable to those kids down there. It gives them a sense of being and being a part of something and gives them some goals to shoot for. And so when our kids here go there and have that opportunity to see how much it means to them, it actually means a lot more to them as well here.
It's really a win-win. I mean, you know, I've been lucky enough to have experienced a few kids that have experienced that program, and I think the incredible enlightenment that comes from them going and seeing how that is impacting the kids in Haiti, and then what that brings back to the United States. I think they're a slightly different person when they get back.
Absolutely. It's impossible not to be different.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's great. Now, Bob, in terms of the Renew program, tell me a little bit more. Give me a little bit more information about that.
Okay. Well, Renew is really based around two relationships that I think the world today is longing for. We're longing for relationships with other human beings, right? Because we all do I call it the winter hibernation, right? We pull in the garage, close it behind us, we don't talk to anybody, spring comes out, and we all look at each other and go, wow, I didn't know you had a child halfway through the winter. So it's those kind of things. But people are longing for this connection, and all the statistics say right now that is like a key piece of what Americans are missing most. And then obviously the connection to a God. Who is God? Why am I here? And all of those pieces kind of come together. So adding the relationship piece to it is really important. And so really we just are providing an opportunity for people to come together, talk with one another, have a dinner together, and then talk about really things we normally wouldn't talk about at the office. The things that you say, no, that's politically incorrect. We're not going to talk about that. No, we're going to talk about those things and really just allow people to kind of move forward. So we've got groups, a spirituality group that really dives into that question. Then we have another group that dives into the idea behind men and women together. What does that relationship look like? And then, of course, recovery. And you know, the list could go on, but it really is driven the same way Impact is. It's by the people who are present.
Okay. Meaningful conversation, connecting together.
Absolutely.
How does that translate? Because I can really perhaps envision how that might translate into your program, Brian.
Yeah, well, every evening after we go through our day, we bring our group back together and we sit down and we talk about all the different things everybody's experienced over the course of the day. We try to have a theme every day for the kids here to take out into the field with the other people that they're going to meet and try to get them to have those meaningful conversations with the people that they come across. Despite the language barrier, they're really amazed at how much they can really connect, not knowing French Creole when they're down there. But it's really interesting, and even they use Spanish because of the Dominican Republic's there, so people sometimes speak Spanish. They find ways, and the ball communicates. So
right.
they use the ball a lot to have conversations, and it's really been excellent for them. And then now this last year we did team building. When we went down, we took and did the teams that are down there, and we showed them some team building exercises and got them to be, the teams down in Haiti, to be even more teams there, because they were missing sort of that component when they were building their teams down there. They were like, how can we make these teams stronger?
Right.
You know, how can we give them a better experience? So our kids do tons of team building.
Right.
So we took them down there and we said, okay, you guys help us lead these team building exercises with the teams there. And it was a huge hit.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
loved it. They actually asked us to do a second day of it because it went so good the first day.
Well, I think there's a lot to be said with, team sports. I think you can learn practically everything you need to know in life through team sports. It really teaches you that communication, conflict resolution, trust, the ability to give feedback. So, I mean, that's a wonderful platform upon which you're sort of getting to a lot of the meaningful conversations you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, do most of the kids that go on this trip, do they know each other before they go? Is it
Not
groups?
necessarily.
Okay.
No, they come from all over. I mean, last time around we had a young lady from Indiana.
Right.
We had a girl from Hinsdale. We had some local kids from Naperville. So yeah, they're from all different places. They're just interested in what we're doing. They want to get involved, and they're not always soccer people either. Some of the people that went with us this time had never kicked the ball before in their life, but they wanted to be a part of the feedings that we do and the team building. They're part of a local youth ministry, and they thought this would be another way to give back.
Yeah.
So soccer is really the catalyst, but it's not the purpose, if you will.
Anybody can go.
Yeah. Okay, that's wonderful. Now, talk a little bit, Bob, if you will. You've got some other missions that you've done. Just give me a couple of quick highlights.
Okay. So we do water, clean water, and water in Haiti. Obviously, clean water is a huge need, right? So we ended up. One of the great stories was just this last March. I went with a team, and we were down there, and the village had not had clean water. So $60 provides a bucket with a filter to it, and it provides clean water. So you can take the dirtiest water, clean the water, and because of that one ministry, the lives that were saved in that village. Now the village continues to expand because now you have clean water and you have some local food, and all of a sudden we started getting involved with a whole bunch of larger projects like digging wells right there in the community. And one well will supply an entire community, and all of a sudden the community starts to grow, and you have this really good sense of, you guys are doing something for me that we couldn't do for ourselves, and that creates that long-term relationship, and that's really what we're about.
Well, I think that's wonderful. I am so glad you were able to stop by and chat to us about what you're doing. It sounds very interesting, and I'm going to let everybody know where they need to go to find out more information about it. So thanks for coming by and talking with us. I hope you'll come back and let us know a little bit more about what you've been doing.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
If you would like to learn more about the many ministries of Impact for Jesus, please go to their website. We're going to take a short break for a few quick messages, but don't go away because we're going to come right back with more Spotlight.